This episode is brought to you by May Precision Ag, Kiowa, Kansas. Be sure to contact Jerry for all your Pioneer seed, grid soil sampling, and custom farming needs. Coach Cantrell's Earl again.
Yep.
Welcome back to the podcast. How are you?
We're back.
Doing well.
Doing good.
Big win last week to round out the regular season. Was it 79-0 at halftime?
Yes.
My word. I tried to pull up the live stream. It was already over.
Yeah. We had a little trouble setting up the live stream.
We were out there a ways.
Yeah.
So
we didn't have our normal filmers because the girls usually film for us, and they're all had volleyball, sub-state volleyball next day, which is understandable. So they didn't go. So they had me trying to set that up. So part of that, if everybody's was trying to watch, maybe part of that was my fault, but it was also the reception. It wasn't very good, kind of out there in the boonies. So
yeah,
we tried.
You're, use a ways.
Yes.
So good way to finish the season. You guys have been on a roll, just really clicking along pretty good. Got a bye week this week, and then we're going to move right into the regional round of playoffs, and we already know who we got.
Yep.
Because they got a forfeit in the first round, and
found that out today.
We get a little rematch from last year. Golden Plains.
Yes.
What's your thoughts?
Pretty fired up about it. Team that beat us out last year, and we've already talked about all the things that happened that game, but us not playing our best football and a bunch of things happened during that game. We kind of like to have that game back. So not very often do you get another chance at a team, and we're going to have it at home. I think our guys are fired up already about it. And so this is the game we were kind of wanting in the first place. So we started our prep this week on them and got 2 weeks to get ready for them. I think we'll be ready to go.
So I noticed they've probably not had the best of seasons. They've had a pretty good little schedule in front of them also, but have you got the chance to look at them to see what's the biggest difference between last year and this year's team with them?
They lost 3 pretty good seniors, 4 maybe, 3.
4, I think.
4 really good all starters. So they lost 4 seniors from last year, and
3 played in the All-Star game.
Yeah, 3 of them played in I got to coach him in the 6-man All-Star game. So that's a big deal. I think, going in, they were a little bit overranked, and their coach will tell you that. He told me that. They were a little bit overranked going in, and they're a good, solid club, though. I told our guys, with the forfeit, they're 4-5 now, and they're about the best 4-5 team. I mean, they got my attention.
Yeah,
you can't, and the big thing this time of year, you can't go by records. I mean, you really can't. Out there, their district, from top to bottom, I feel like it's tougher than ours. So that 4-5 record or 3-5 is kind of deceiving, and I've been preaching to the boys not to pay attention to that. So I think they're listening. I hope.
I think so.
So compared to last year, how much more comfortable or ready are you as a coach and a team, this being your second year in 6-man, for a game like this?
I'll take that one.
Well, I think, like I said, on our last podcast, I think we learned quite a bit about ourselves last year during the playoffs. All the kids did too, for how young we were, kind of what to expect as far as atmosphere and being able to execute. And that night would execute on the road. I mean, we'll be at home, so that'll be nice. But I think the biggest difference is that we're 1 year older. It makes a difference. And I think I told the kids today, if we don't have that edge about us this week or this time of year, but especially with the opponent that we got coming in, then I don't know what we're doing. So I think that as far as the way we prep, the way we execute during practice, And, having 2 weeks to prepare for a team always helps as well. So,
Oh yeah.
Well, I think we forget. Obviously, you guys don't forget, but that team last year was primarily sophomores.
Yeah,
sprinkling a freshman, one
Yes.
junior. Your lone senior was hurt.
Yep.
The last part of the year, and this year, I mean, it's primarily juniors again, and sprinkling a sophomore or two, and still fairly young team. But have you been pleased with the progress of this team? I think you've probably been battle tested a little bit more, but are you pleased at where you're at right now?
Yeah, I am. I think we've came a long ways. Like Grant said, I feel like we came a long ways in the everyday. I'm a big practice guy. Not getting things right in practice. How do we prep? Not going through the motions, not messing around in practice, that type of thing. And I feel like we're getting a little bit better at that this year than we were last year. Plus, like we said, playing last year's first year in 6-man, we were all learning. I mean, learning clear up to the last week, we're learning. And I think we got more of a handle on it maybe this year, especially, like I said, on the defensive side. But I feel like offensively we have, last year we had weapons, but you could kind of key on some of our main weapons guys and slow us down. I feel like now, I think I said this 2 podcasts ago or so, that some other guys are starting to step up and make plays on offense, and which makes our quarterback not afraid in the passing game to throw to some of those other guys, which makes us even harder to stop. So I think that's going to be an X factor coming in the playoffs. So that's why I told them yesterday. I said, some of you guys that may not be at the top of the charts or have the stats, the godly stats, I said, you guys are the X factor, because we get to these good teams, they're going to be able to match up talent for talent on our top guys. Our third and fourth guys need to make plays. We do that, we're going to be a really good team.
You bet. Yeah, you talk about stats. Was looking through some earlier. Swonger's got a chance to go over 2,000 yards passing.
Well, yeah, we're at 1680 now, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good regular season. I haven't had even an 8-man. I don't think I've had anybody pass for that many yards. But
you've only have you had 2 games go past halftime?
Yes, 2, 3. I think so. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, been clicking there. I mean, I've been very pleased with the pass game. What we're really working on these last few weeks is our running game, and I'm kind of get excited about our running game. We've been able to line up and put a hat on people and run the ball down there, right straight down the field. So that's good to see. That's something I wanted to see that I didn't feel like we had earlier in the season. So we're getting a little bit more physical up front, blocking, and being able to run the ball too. So if we can do both of those, we're going to be a hard offense to stop.
Yeah, because the farther you go in the playoffs, the more diverse you need to be.
Yeah,
more than likely.
Oh yeah,
there's going to be some teams that might be able to take something away. So if you're a team that
and weather.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what you're going to run into in November,
That's true. Yeah, it just rained twice.
Yeah.
Here with the sunshine.
Yeah, I know. And you can run into that. You can run into snow. You can run into blizzard conditions. You can run into wind, and all kinds of stuff. You want to be able to and that's something that we work on. I think we worked on our running game today, but I think it's supposed to be windy again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I told the boys, we're going to throw the football tomorrow, and we're going to deal with the wind because you might have to on a Friday night.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to get out there and work on stuff. May not be the best, but let's figure it out. Let's deal with it, and it's a good practice.
I forget about that. It was just, I think 2 years ago, Conway Springs went to the state championship game, and it came in and it was a blizzard.
Yep.
And of all the teams that could have helped,
oh yeah,
it was them.
Oh yeah.
It was like they just got a state championship gift wrapped to them.
We did it last year. When we were expecting weather on a Friday night, we'll go out and when we're throwing passes and stuff, I put buckets out there with water and we'll use our older balls and then we'll just dunk. We'll dunk their hands and the footballs in the water
you bet.
and just soak those balls and get our hands. I don't even let them dry them off and say, all right, throw and catch a wet ball. You know, we might see this. So I'll do that every once in a while if we're expecting weather, which right now, looking at next Friday, it looks like it's going to be a nice weather.
Looks pretty good, yeah.
Believe me, we'd rather take nice weather any day.
Man, it feels like football season right now.
It does. It finally turned.
Man, it's just, it's cool. It's a little brisk.
Yep.
And it's that time of year.
Yep.
So I just kind of blew right past your game last week. I want to back up for a second. I know 79-0, the game was over at halftime, but what are some things that you walked away from there pleased with? Was there some players that normally don't get a lot of playing time that stepped up, did some things, or was there just perfect execution? What's some positives out of that?
Good execution, good preparation, business-like going in. Because, I mean, be honest, we knew we were going to win.
Yeah.
But playing with a high level and playing the game right. I don't know. I'm missing a word there, but playing it the way we want to play it on our schedule, not looking sloppy, I guess, not playing sloppy. That's what you want to do. I thought all that was well. We scored on special teams at a punt return, scored on defense at a interception return and a safety, scored in all aspects of the game. So that was great to see. And what do you think?
We got everybody got some pretty significant playing time. Maybe some guys that hadn't had a chance to yet got, probably 3 or 4 series on offense and then a couple on defense as well. So
yeah, some guys that haven't even carried the ball scored a couple of touchdowns this year. So Braden Duval got a couple of rushing touchdowns in the mop up duty there. So that was good to see. Everybody stepping up.
So talking about, we visited offensively. As far as the defense looks, how much better are you this year than last year? Because I'm assuming you're a better defensive team than you was last year at this time.
Yeah, I feel like we are. We can still. I still think we got a lot of growth to do on defense.
We can get a lot better
this year.
We can get a lot better.
Yeah. I really think, we're playing more physical. I mean, there's some hitting going on out there if you watch and some contact, and we're getting better at understanding defensive schemes and what we got to do against spread teams, which I think is the hardest thing to do in 6 is cover a good spread team. And learning how to contain a running game. That's what we're going to have to do next Friday night. They got a really good running back. So we got to contain their running game and not let him outside because he's fast. But, I feel like we've gotten a lot better, and especially from the first week 1, we've gotten so much better defensively. We made big steps there. But we can go along. We can get a lot better. Yeah. And that's why I keep telling the guys we can play so much better.
One of the things I've noticed looking through the stats, you've got a really good group of receivers. They got a lot of touchdowns. You flip it over to the defense, and if what I've found is right from Max Preps, 14 interceptions on the season. Yes. Those guys are just as good on that side of the ball catching as they are on the offensive side.
That's good. We've got, if it probably says on there how many we don't have a tremendous lot of sacks, but there's a lot of hurries on there. And hurries is when you're hurrying the quarterback, you get him off his spot. And that has caused a lot of the
probably half those. Yeah, probably half those interceptions, honestly.
Yeah, because you speed the quarterback up and he's rushing and he has to throw it off balance or get off his spot or throw it faster than he wanted to, and that allows our defensive backs and linebackers to intercept. So, yeah, I mean, we got quite a few interceptions. We had 5 last week, so that was a big jump.
I'd say it might be a little skewed, but
yeah.
Well, I was trying to think. So is 14 right, or do you got more than that?
No, I think
he's
you're
updated.
Right. Yeah, well, no, that's updated. That should be
as of that. Because I was thinking Steele and Garen had a handful each pretty early on in the year.
Yeah.
I don't want to look too far ahead, but I mean, looking at the bracket, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get rematches with some teams that you played this year already.
Maybe
if you get the farther you go.
Yeah, maybe.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I don't know who's the next. That'd be Shiloh
and Pawnee Heights.
Yeah, which would be Pawnee Heights.
Which that's looking like the most, because Pawnee Heights has to play Tri-Plains, I think.
Yeah.
So that's looking like the most likely matchup next week.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Ingalls and Northern Valley have to play, but that if we were ever to play Ingalls again, it would be they'd have to get through Weskin, which Weskin's a pretty good team. So, like we say, we got to take it one game, 1 week at a time. Each week is its own season.
If we'd have a rematch in that sub-state with Ingalls, it would be at home. So we'd literally have 3 home games. That would be awesome.
So is there a scenario where we won't have that?
Yeah, if Weskin wins through and gets to the sub-state, which they're number 1 ranked, we're going to have, and we are fortunate enough to win our next 2, we would have to go to Weskin.
So what rankings system do they go off of for the seeding? Is there, I mean, cause I see rankings in Wichita Eagle, Max Preps, is there K Preps?
Yeah. Well, you got K Preps and you got Keisha covered.
For the seeding, for the playoff seeding, and that's just all straight how you finish in your district.
Yeah.
And that's where they put you in the bracket. Because there's 4 districts in 6-man.
Yep.
We match up we're District 3, we match up with District 4, and then vice versa, 1 and 2. So, but yeah, it's all about how you finish in your district.
Yeah.
District winners and runner-ups, which this year is kind of interesting on the east side. A few more teams got buys, but generally district winner and district runner-up get a bye first week.
So no, Weskin, they're kind of the wild card in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Their only loss was it to a team in Colorado?
Yeah,
is that
a
right?
Team in
and
Colorado.
a pretty close loss at that.
They're pretty good. We got them on film against on some other scouts, and I haven't really locked in on them, but they're good.
We'll lock in on them once we get there. Yeah. We need to get there first.
Yeah, we got to go 1 game at a time. So.
And I mean, there's a chance that we get a HOPL state championship too.
Could.
Just saying.
That would be awesome.
Still out there.
It could set up that way.
That would be awesome. I'd like
to
have that.
And a rematch of week 1.
Oh yeah. I'd like to have that game back again.
And send them out a 6-man football and stop. Just saying.
We got a road to get there. We got to get through the road first. We got to take care of 1 game at a time. And because I think we're going to Gold Plains. We have fortunate enough to play good, but I think we'll see Shiloh, who beat Golden Plains fairly well, and they're a good football team.
Yeah.
Another 4 and 4 team,
but it comes out of a tough,
coming out of a tough district and playing some tough teams. So, and then we'll see if Ingalls has enough to upset Weskin. I don't know where that game would be.
It'd be at Weskin.
Hey, so
Weskin will be in the same kind of position we're at. They're going to host. Well,
yeah.
Well, they'll host all 3 actually, right?
Yeah, my guess, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know,
because they'll be finished 1. So
so we'll just.
No, I take that back. Sorry, they'll have to go to Ingalls.
Ingalls,
yeah,
which is a tough place to play.
Yeah.
We've been there. I mean, it's not easy place to play.
Sectional round, West goes East. That's right.
Yeah.
Good environment for a high school team.
It is. That's something we had to do when we were there. We had to prepare our guys mentally for that. And I thought we handled it pretty well. I didn't know for a little while, but I thought we handled it pretty well. They lost number 1, their tailback in our game. He ended up breaking his wrist. So that's a big blow for them. But maybe, they hadn't had him for a couple of weeks. So I think they put it on Pawnee Heights last week. So I think they're kind of adjusting and getting used to that. Northern Valley just contacted me today because that's who they play. They must have they they were watching our film. They're like, coach is like, what happened to number 1 in your game? I go, well, tried to hurdle, and he landed on his wrist and broke it. And he goes, what happened to 2, which is their quarterback? I said, well, he was limping around. I don't know what happened to him.
I think he got rolled up on a couple times.
So, but, this time of year, all the coaches are talking to each other and getting each other's film and stuff like that. So that's what makes it fun.
So you got a bye week this week, and then we'll play November 7th.
Yep.
So it's a pretty good spread, before your next game. How do you keep the boys dialed in and focused?
That's something I work on. We go like today. We go shorter, crisper practices. I try to. Okay, we're not grinding out till 6:30 at night from 4:00 to 6:30. Tonight we were done at what 5:40. 5:40, and I tell them, and we don't try to squeeze as much in one practice, and we just try to be sharp. And I'm real, and that's what I've kind of liked. The guys are kind of getting at. I was like, be efficient in everything we do, be sharp, and we won't be out here till 7:00, But if it goes the other way, and I don't like it, all right, we will, and they know I will, So I think they've kind of responded that, and that's the whole key, is trying to keep your team fresh, and you still want your reps, but you don't want to wear them down. I told them at the beginning of the week, I said, the mentality is this is not a week off. A lot of people, it's a bye week, but it's not a week off. We're still going to work. We're still going to prepare. We still got to get better ourselves. We got to make ourselves better. Yes, we're preparing. We're lucky enough to know our opponent.
Yeah.
If we had 2 teams playing, we didn't know, we would probably do more self getting things ready, but we kind of know who we're, so we can prepare and game plan for 2 weeks, which that's always like that.
And we talk every week. Everybody's still healthy.
Yeah.
Physically doing good.
Yes. Knock on wood. That's been big. I mean, we stayed fairly healthy. I mean, I think we got a couple of bumps and bruises, but nothing. I mean, everybody's practicing. Yeah. So, yeah.
So I know you've mentioned Grant works with the quarterbacks. Does he let you call plays, or is he still calling plays?
Well, I have my inputs.
Oh yeah,
but he gives the final word, I guess, is how we're supposed to how we're going to say that. But he calls them, but we talk about it quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
So I told him this last week. I was like, you could let me, call a few, but he didn't do it.
I kind of forgot about that.
I did too. I forgot.
You to remind me, I'd let him call the whole game. I might have just went up and ate some popcorn or something in the stands.
79-0 at halftime, and you can't even throw him a bone.
Yeah, I know. I totally forget about it. He should have said, "Hey, you gonna let me call?" I'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead." But we had our script. We always script out our first. I have first 20 plays. I don't usually get that far, but
usually the first 10.
Yeah, we'll script it out and we'll practice it. Now, that doesn't always work, but a lot of times, especially this time of year, when you know what you're going to see, and then it really helps. I love scripting it, and then we'll practice it. The kids know we're going to run this, we're going to run this, we're going to run this. And plus with us, we did this a little bit with Rolla, but we were scoring with about a couple of plays, but we're working on tempo. So we like to go really fast. Like I'm calling the next play. We're on the line. I mean, we're trying to get, I want to set waiting on the umpire to get off the ball. Like when he sets it, I want us ready to go. And so we've been trying to work on that.
Is high school the same as like college? The defense you don't have to wait on the defense to substitute if you don't substitute on offense.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the importance of tempo is keep those guys out there and wear them out.
The problem with our level is the referees don't get around and get things set and get the chain set. So you can't do the super hurry up like you see in college.
The chain gang's slow.
It's like, come on, we're ready to go, and you'll see us a lot. We don't huddle up anyways because we're on armband system. But you'll see us sometimes when we're in a hurry up mode. We'll be sitting at the line of scrimmage going, waiting for the whistle to play. So if the old man can call the plays fast enough, sometimes the kids are like, Coach, we want to go fast, but you won't call the plays fast enough. I go, well, I got to find them on my sheet. I can't see anymore.
Get the readers on.
And some of these places are so that I hate to admit this, but people see me. I'm sitting there going like this with my sheet because some of these places, the lighting isn't very good. I say, I can't see my sheet. That's when I just need to give it to Grant and say,
that I'm going to tell you what I was telling my kids the other day. It's like something flipped a switch, and now if I ain't got like a spotlight, I struggle reading stuff. I got to have the room lit up to see anymore.
Yeah, me too.
But so when you talk about scripting your plays, do you base that script each week off of what you've seen on the other team, or do you stick to this is what we're doing every week?
No, it totally reliable on game plan. What we're going to see on defense, what we want to do, some of the good big hitters that we want to hit, or we want to shift. Sometimes we'll line up in one thing and shift into another. Sometimes we'll line up. You'll see us do that. You've probably seen us, like, especially at the beginning of the game, first couple plays, we'll line up in something and then we'll shift to a different formation. That's just not for fun. That is we'll line up in a certain formation. If I don't know exactly what I'm going to see defensively, we'll go ahead and line up in it. And we're taking basically a snapshot with our eyes and our brain. Okay, they're in that. And we'll shift. And so our plays in that formation called later, okay, those are going to work, or no, they're not going to work. We're going to have to make this adjustment. So we'll do a lot of that. I'll probably do a little bit of that with this group, this bunch, because there's a couple of things I wonder how they're going to line up. And then some of our formations in offense, there's only a couple of ways you can line up in 6-man. Yeah. I mean, there's one way and another way, unless it's some wild thing. But I know we at one or two different things. So
we've seen it a little bit with some teams that just really look like they didn't want to play. Will you see teams moving forward that line the quarterback up under center and not utilize that little pitch that you guys do? Is there any teams out there that line up and just want to run it at you and are effective?
Yeah, on Friday or next Friday, Golden Plains will do it. They do quite a bit of shotgun, but they'll line up under center and maybe throw a wing out there. They'll line up in I formation, and they'll run it right at you just to test you, just to see if they're going to be able to do that. Because heck, if you can do that, then everything you can do everything else. So,
and they have a freshman quarterback. He's young, small. He does a pretty good job throwing, but that's not their game. They got a really good fast tailback, not real big, but got speed, and we've got to keep the edge.
He can run away from you, that's for sure.
He bounces outside or he cuts back, and we're not in our good run fits. He's going to give us trouble. So we've got to bottle him up. And their key to that game is, I guess we'll just get into that. But another key to that game is, I told the guys, is staying on schedule. On offense, meaning not getting in bad situations like 3rd and long, whatever, and then scoring and executing offensively, getting 2 to 3 to 4 stops in a row, and then get them behind. If they get behind and they're playing catch up, that is not their game. Yeah, that's where we want to get them Friday night. So if we can do that. Last year we went out there and we fell behind. We were on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
We got
a couple times.
Yeah, we got down 3 touchdowns, and we were playing catch up the whole time. Which the stuff we do, we can do that, but it's not the most fun thing to do in the world. But we don't want to get in that situation again. We want to play from ahead, basically.
Yep. Yeah, they got a pretty good jaunt down here this year.
Yes, they do.
And that, I mean, whether we like it or not, I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that, a 3 hour, 3.5?
3.5 at least.
4?
4 maybe.
Up to Rexford.
Yeah.
I think it was 3.5.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Yeah. The one thing about him, I know their coach pretty well. I got to coach with him. I got to know him last year. I got to coach with him in the All-Star game, and he is a spitfire. I mean, he's a fighter. I told the guys, I don't care what their record is. They're going to come down here, and if they take after their coach, they're going to come down ready to fight.
They're going to bring a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. We need to match that, and we need to be ready to go, which we better. I think we will be. And we just need to be ready for that. They're not going to come down here going, oh, we're already beat. No, that's not how Coach Smith coaches, and he'll have them ready to go.
Yeah, you can, with what's lying in front of you, you can just pretty much bank that every week. From
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I did look at some of the bracket that I'm like, well, there's some give-me's right there, but we don't have those.
No, we don't. I don't feel like we do, which, like I said, we have a bit of a road in front of us, so we got to be ready. We got to be locked in, ready to go.
Do you think you're a little more battle-tested this year than last year through the season?
Yeah, I do.
I think so. We've had, going back to that Ingles game, we've had that experience of having to come from behind and win a close game. I feel like last year, as far as close games go,
I don't think we won one.
We never really had one.
No.
Until the one we lost at the end of the year, So I think that'll be to our benefit for sure.
And we talked about it. I mean, be honestly, not playing our best game at Ingles.
Yeah.
And still figuring out how to win. Now, I don't want to do that again. Like I told them, we used our luck up. We can't do that again, but that was good to see too. So if we ever get in that situation again, we can kind of draw back on it and say, hey, we've done this before, don't panic. Let's get it done.
And like I said, I wasn't able to watch last week's game, but, looking at that Ingles game, Austin struggled a little bit in the passing game, but he was making up for it with his legs.
Yeah.
Ends up running for that last touchdown. Is that something that you're looking at down the line that, if somebody takes that away, or if he gets in a situation where he's just not accurate, whether it's the weather or whatever, you've got that still in the bag.
Yeah, that's big.
And, as you talked about, the importance of starting to develop more of a run game, which you haven't had.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's big. I mean, when you spread somebody out and then you can pitch it back, get it back to that quarterback where he can run or pass, and he's athletic. I mean, that's a defense. That's a 6-man defensive nightmare, in my opinion. I don't like defending that, so
it's going to be important down the stretch here, though. There's a few, there are some things where we'll snap it directly to Austin and have our concepts, and, we're going to throw the ball, but not best way to say that, not limiting him, just that, always giving him that legs option. It's going to be important here in the next few weeks. So,
all right.
And he's a pretty confident kid when it comes to throwing the ball, isn't he? I mean, with the baseball
he'll take some
experience
chances
in his second year, playing quarterback.
Yeah. Got good arm strength too.
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of noticed this year. A lot of those, a lot of our receivers, when we run deep, they'll keep running because Austin can get it there, and some of those DBs that we've faced, I don't know if it's just the quarterbacks they've faced all year.
They'll
like, well, he can't throw it that far, but then Austin does throw it that far.
Yeah.
So
that's the way Garen's got a lot of his deep passes. Is you get behind the guy and
just keep going.
He's 40, 50 yards downfield. He can't make that throw.
Austin will lead him, let him run under it,
Yeah.
But the same thing with Steele. But I mean, something we're kind of expecting, we're seeing out of Golden Plains is that they like to press cover. So they're going to be up trying to put their hands on us.
That'd be fun.
I like that. I think
Yeah.
we're working on our press release, they like to get their hands on you. So we got to use our hands as a receiver. And
They're all about disrupting that timing.
Yeah, they're going to be playing with fire though on some of this stuff.
So can they do that up till 5 yards?
You can do it. Yeah, you can. Well, no. In high school, as long as you're not holding,
You can do it till the ball's in the air.
yeah,
Really?
you can contact till the ball's in there.
But they'll have, if they don't turn around.
You don't turn around, you don't contact them, you can face guard.
Okay.
So if you're running but then you don't touch them,
Right.
and your head doesn't turn, that's not pass interference. I know a lot of people think it is. If they didn't touch them,
yeah, that's the key.
We've done that a couple of times.
That's what some of our guys have done, and I keep telling them, like, I would rather you turn your head around,
Right?
But I mean, they aren't touching them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can hit and bump a guy in high school as long as you're not holding him, and that's something we'll have to watch out for because I've seen on film these guys like to grab and hold sometimes, especially if you get by them. So we're really working on, as a receiver, you've got to get physical.
Yeah.
You got to use your hands. You know their hands are going to be on you. You got to use your hands to slap them off as you run by them and get their dang hands off of you. That's what you don't want, their hands on you.
I can't remember if we've talked about this or not. It'd be a good time to bring it up. As far as officiating crews from here on out, are they assigned off a rating system of any kind, or is it?
Yeah.
Or is it just first come, first served?
They got picked every year. The ADs and coaches, we got to send in a list and I think if I remember, it's not crews, it's like individuals.
Yeah.
So I'm not real great with individuals. I mean, I'll be like, okay, I know that guy, I know that, but I don't study it and pay attention to each, that crew was good, or AD. They'll ask me, what about, I go, well, that crew was good, every one of them, or whatever. So they have to get voted on by all the coaches, and they have a pool of them. And so then but I don't know how that works, though. I don't think.
I'm not familiar with it.
I don't know if it's full. Surely it's full crews.
I think so.
It's got to be. They wouldn't stick a bunch of guys that hadn't worked together for the playoffs, but I don't know. I mean, I'm going to say it right here. I don't know how those guys from the last year Golden Plains guys got on there. My goodness.
That's why I bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I don't know. I haven't seen who we got, or if we even know yet.
I don't even know if we know yet.
Yeah. So
it's kind of a lost art. Used to be a bunch of crews around here that traveled together and did football games. And I don't know if we got a single crew locally anymore.
Well, they're having all across the state of Kansas, depending on where you're at, they're having to change game times and game days. And
you're seeing a lot of
there's
early
shortage of crews.
We're seeing
statewide
3:00 games, and then the crew will referee a 3:00 game and go to a 7:00 game.
Well, so I was talking to a radio station in Oklahoma, see if we could get them up here to do that first playoff game. And the guy said, we've done 6 games and 4 of them have been moved to Thursday night. Yeah. He said, let me do some looking, see if if we're on Thursday or Friday, and called me back, said they moved it to Thursday, so we can do a Friday if things fall in place right.
I don't know what time. I'm going to guess this is not anything official because we haven't. I'm going to guess it's going to be a 6:00 game as far as they got to travel. Yeah. I'd be surprised at 7, but there's nothing official yet that I know of, unless they can tell me. Yeah,
I imagine.
So, yeah.
All right. Anything else we need to cover?
No, I mean, I think everybody get ready for November the 7th, and let's have a big loud crowd. We're going to be fired up. This team beat us out last year, so we need a little payback if we can, and hopefully we can stay healthy and have a good 2 weeks of prep here. Yeah,
I'd love to see a big crowd.
Yep.
You've had good crowds every game so far this year, and I know I always make fun of calling it Whiskey Row out there, but I always think, man, just imagine if every one of them paid admission and came in and sat down.
Yeah.
I mean, be like the glory days, man.
Yeah.
Pep band's back.
May not be as fun, though.
Well, that's true.
Some
that's true.
Yeah.
I did have somebody, I won't mention him, said, what would you think if we let fireworks off? I said,
Oh no.
well, we've played somebody that did it. He goes, no, I'm talking about just any game. I'm like, hey,
You better get to okay on that deal.
you better,
We've done it before in the past, but you better get to okay.
wind conditions better be right, or
Yeah.
we're going to have a big problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But I don't even think we were talking about that. Someone asked me. I don't even know you can do that kind of stuff in playoffs. I know you can't because we're not even supposed to. Our cannon. Did you read that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to shoot our cannon like we have been at home games for the playoffs. That's right in the Acacia rules. So we're not going to be able to do that.
Fun killers.
I know.
Tell me about it.
Doug used to be a drummer. Maybe he'll come play in the pep band.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe he'll hear this. He'll come.
Hey,
hit the drums.
Might as well. I was talking to my wife. Something was mentioned about pep bands, and when we were young, I remember Doug and then even Scott Noble.
Yeah,
Scott Noble would be in his basketball warm ups up there playing the drums during the girls' game in basketball, and Doug Swonger played drums.
Yeah,
Doug can play, I think, about any instrument.
Yeah,
he's pretty talented that way. But
well,
we better save some info for next week if we're going to do a coach's show next week.
We'll be ready.
We'll have to dig up something.
Yeah.
Because we talked a lot today about,
we did.
about the game.
I know it.
But guys, once again, great job on the season so far, 7-1, and one of the hottest teams in the state. And depends on what rankings you look at. Some of them got you as high as number 2 in the state. And I don't think you've done anything not to deserve that.
No.
So far you've taken care of business, and looking forward to the game against Golden Plains. And I think sometimes we've got to keep that in mind. Sometimes we think that's just a done deal, but as you said, they're going to come to play.
Yeah.
It's
going to be a game.
It doesn't matter. The records are going to come to play.
It's going to be a game.
And we need to be ready to play.
Yeah.
And I just encourage everybody to get out there, support the team, support this community. It's been a good season so far, and there's a chance we could have, a couple more home games. I mean,
hope so.
There's that reality. And even if we've got to go on the road at some point, travel.
Right.
I kind of miss some of them days. I remember the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be a line of cars going out of town, going to those away games.
Yeah.
Ain't no reason we can't do that again.
Right. I agree.
But appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule, and have a good rest of the week. I hope you have good practices the rest of the week, and we will touch base again next week.
All right. Thanks for having us.